like nailing jelly to a wall, using performative inquiry to reflect on teaching drama in a lockdown.
Hi, I'm Jane, a drama education author and researcher and drama teacher.
Hi, I'm Jackie, Head of Drama at an Auckland secondary school. As drama teachers, we value the joy and excitement that is palpable in the secondary school drama space, the energy of young people making discoveries and expressing themselves, the noise, the organised chaos. It is an exciting, energetic learning environment that, as a conceptual space, has existed for well over 100 years. So why then did teaching drama remotely with Year 9 students during the 2021 lockdowns feel like we were nailing jelly to a wall?
The school is a Decile 9 multicultural co-educational state school, a modern learning environment with glass-walled classrooms which promotes 21st century competencies. Being a Microsoft school, everyone was well prepared to teach online using the Microsoft Teams communication platform. Drama has been a part of the curriculum alongside school productions since the school's foundation. All Year 9 students study drama for one term, but most have no prior experience of it as a curriculum subject.
In drama, students learn through purposeful play, both individual and collaborative. They discover how to link imagination, thoughts and feelings, and to communicate effectively using body language, movement and space. Year 9 classes consist of 30 students and include all abilities. During our long lockdown in Auckland 2021, we taught 7 different Year 9 classes remotely, only 4 of which had any drama classroom experience prior to lockdown. This became our site of research, using our own art form.
In recent years, research has moved beyond traditional quantitative methods, embracing all manner of other possibilities for generating data. Arts-based research recognises that we know the world through all our senses, through our bodies, and that we can sometimes better represent that knowledge through our bodies rather than through what comes from our mind alone.
Lynn Fowles, a drama educator, articulated performative inquiry, suggesting we turn the lens of inquiry onto the work that we do, to listen deeply, to be present in the moment. Fowles suggests it does not provide a method nor steps to follow, but rather offers a way of attending to what matters as we engage in drama or theatre activities. Embodied mindfulness and reflection, a way of being in inquiry. She continues that it requires of its practitioners 4 key things: to listen deeply, to be present in the moment, to identify stops that interrupt or illuminate our practice or understanding, and to reflect on those stops in terms of their significance, implications, and why they matter.
Performative inquiry sits within Brad Haseman's conceptualisation of a third paradigm, performative research. Drama is performative research as we experiment and explore through practical work. There is no one way to present a script or to use our bodies, voices, movement and space to interpret a story, poem, picture, character or a prop. All drama is a journey of discovery.
As teachers, we can embrace narratives, personal experience, emotions, performative and intuitive responses as valid aspects of research. We listened and reflected, especially to those jarring moments that made us feel like this wasn't drama anymore. We juxtaposed our stories with our previous experiences of teaching drama, recognising our emotional responses to the changing times. These then resonated with other drama educators' experiences. Our shared discussions took place remotely and face-to-face, often in the immediate moments after lessons when our joys and disappointments were at their highest level, when we were still feeling the results of those moments that did not sit right with us as drama teachers.
As Davis and Phillips suggest, drama and performing arts teachers particularly missed embodied social and relational aspects of learning when it moved online. Some academics have written that many thought that doing drama in such circumstances was impossible. We know how they felt.
During the lockdowns, our lively spaces of exploration, experimentation and embodied learning were transformed from figurative to literal empty spaces as we adapted to this remote, distant and disembodied world. It was the disembodiment that really stopped us in our tracks to consider how we could teach an embodied subject and retain a sense of its vitality.
In March 2020, when the entire nation went into self-isolation and a state of national emergency was declared, schools were expected to establish ways to deliver teaching online and remotely as quickly as they could.
Kia ora, good morning everyone. Cameras on everyone. Let's see your smiling faces.
A few icons and one or two faces appeared reluctantly. We leant closer to the screen, exaggerating our facial expressions and gestures, attempting to make eye contact. We tried to present a positive front for the sake of everyone's mental health and well-being.
The real drama classroom is a hive of activity with bodies moving in a space. It is noisy, with students using verbal and non-verbal language as they negotiate, refine and perform to their peers for critical and reflective feedback. There may be arguments as students learn to listen and respond, and there is often laughter in experimentation and play. The concept of play is integral to drama, and as Jonathan Neelan suggests, playfulness means feeling safe to experiment, risk, fail, bend and stretch the rules. Students are encouraged and expected to chip in, experiment and share their ideas. They engage in peer support and peer learning while the teacher circulates, encouraging, facilitating and addressing problems.
The remote drama classroom is a very different environment, as everyone sits at home in their own space and connects digitally. Across the world, teachers have suggested that remote learning assumes a level of accessibility, that each student has access to a digital device and a good degree of internet or broadband coverage at home. However, the truth is that this access and a quiet space at home to study is far more problematic. This sometimes proved true for teachers as well as students. Rarely, even in this Decile 9 school, was a whole class present.
Our programme is based on active exploration of poems, stories and Māori myth. Because so many of our Year 9s had not done drama before, they didn't know about the embodied possibilities of the form, nor were they confident expressing themselves. Some days we faced a sea of icons instead of engaged faces and retreated to short-term engagement solutions like Kahoot, internet research and poster making.
Meanwhile, at senior level, the New Zealand National Qualifications Authority recognised that some achievement standards in drama would not be suitable for remote teaching, learning and assessment because they require drama production for a live audience, a collaborative process or interaction with others. It was these collaborative processes and interactions that we missed most in the remote classroom.
Rather than just wallowing in our misery, we tried to find solutions. We could sense Year 9's trepidation, their fear of being seen in close-up on their screen, judging themselves on their video feed. The school had mandated the use of cameras, but when we asked students why they would not turn them on, they replied,
"My camera doesn't work.
"My Wi-Fi isn't good enough.
I won't do it if they won't."
It feels awkward."
Students who appeared online seemed shy, hesitant, hiding their faces from the camera or angling it to only show the ceiling. No matter what strategies we used, we struggled to break through the electronic barrier. While it was comforting to discover this has been a collective phenomenon in online teaching, something Kathleen Gallagher calls an absent present, it left us deeply frustrated because we were all denied an important means of communication.
How could we help our Year 9 students become more confident? How could an online drama class give students a positive sense of the excitement of creating drama and performing together? We decided to experiment, break away from pre-designated lesson units and plans, metaphorically throw them out of the window and embrace fun.
We tried background effects to minimise any embarrassment students might feel about their location, so we often appeared on La Grande Jatte or in a tropical paradise. We encouraged the use of together mode, which is supposed to help people become more relaxed, more attentive to one another, more playful, and to help teachers to read the room in a shared space. We used breakout rooms, which brought their own problems. we began to find some solutions which drew on the imagination using let's pretend or imagine that. And through role play, we tried to generate some work with purpose. We created opportunities that invited students to include whānau members in their performances, or to imagine they were presenting to a specific audience.
In one solution, I took on the convention of teacher in role, assuming the role of a museum professor, Professor Malskowitz, complete with backstory, costume and accent. Students were invited to find a simple object at home and use their imagination to bring it to life as an important historical artefact. After describing the object's purpose and the history to the class, it was placed into the imaginary museum. In just one lesson, I found my students engaging more readily. This was further developed when Professor Malskowitz was invited into Jane's classroom. As colleagues who've used team teaching many times in the last few years, we played off each other. The key to this was the willingness for the students to suspend their disbelief and to accept their role as experts. Team teaching contributed the support of a second adult, fully engaging in this game of imagination.
In another solution with Year 9 students, we asked them to imagine that they were television reporters and to invite any whānau members to participate as interviewees in their area of expertise during the pandemic. Several students filmed interviews in their gardens and within their homes, and family members, including parents, siblings and grandparents, made appearances. Insightful questions were asked, and we heard about the real stories from family members of being frontline workers, from nurses to wholesalers. The students thought about their role and settings for their scenes, while their interviewees stepped into the imaginative space to pretend that they were speaking to a reporter. There was a sense of pride in the work presented by students, and we hope this offered a positive project that families enjoyed engaging with.
What we realised was that if tasks were expressed in terms of imagine that, students seemed to embrace the task more fully, as it gave an agreed purpose for their work.
The World Economic Forum suggests that the so-called soft skills of creativity, communication and collaboration are vital for students in the 21st century, as is imagination, the very skills that we know are inherent in drama education.
But the soft skills we teach in the real classroom are lost in the remote virtual space. This may be the generation used to digital technologies, but it does not make them confident communicators, especially when facing a camera alone.
Davis and Phillips suggest that considerable effort is required by the teacher to create and maintain a sense of teacher presence within and across online spaces, and to generate feelings of warmth and a sense of community. Being together in a real drama classroom allows us to engage physically and emotionally with other human beings and to be creative and playful with them. This year, Jackie has continued nailing jelly to the wall, teaching drama in both the remote and real drama classrooms, while continuing to listen and reflect on each moment of struggle and success to further inform her practice.
Whilst returning to school has been a step in a positive direction, teaching drama to the new Year 9 cohort has had its issues. Students are definitely less sociable than prior to lockdown, and having had 2 full years of disruption, have not had the usual experiences that our intermediate and beginning Year 9 students would have, including camps, talent shows, concerts, and potentially a school play. All opportunities to develop their collaboration skills and develop their confidence in front of one another. Now add mask wearing for every lesson. In a class that relies on embodiment and use of facial expressions for communication, we have yet another barrier to the shared experience of drama. The students are physically in the classroom but hiding behind the mask, vocally and emotionally. Movement in the mask is harder, interacting on an emotional level with students and playing are greatly reduced. The result of all these disruptions is that there is now a very low uptake for drama in Year 10, which is both disappointing and challenging. The concept of drama for play and engagement has been lost, even when we've returned to sharing the same space, because the students cannot see each other laugh or smile, and the embodied experience is thwarted yet again.
While we consider ourselves to be creative educators, willing to experiment and try different approaches, confident in using technology, we feel that trying to teach an embodied subject in a disembodied world has frequently been as impossible as nailing jelly to a wall. And we know from other articles and chapters that we are not alone.